That's right.
No. People thought we would actually argue, but we weren't. We would just
get heated conversations. And
Right. Debates.
He's an Angels
Debates.
fan. I'm an Indians fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Strongly worded debates.
Yeah.
So a lot of profanity in there.
Yeah. The debate nonetheless.
Then he saw how much hate I have in the.
Yeah. I thought I brought a lot of anger and hate. Oh, no. I'm the calmer of the two. All right.
Yeah, he is.
Wait, Angels and Indians. So I was that you're gonna get me Dodgers tickets.
Oh, I got
Here we go.
connections
I was here last time.
everywhere.
I've been waiting. I don't know, like
Mr. Ticket
6
guy right here.
months.
I need a good game. If I have to sit through a Dodger game, no offense to all those
The
Dodger
World
fans.
Series was going on. I was like, David's gonna hit me
Oh,
up
no.
right now.
This is it. You know what?
the
He
time.
finally comes through. Huh? He finally
Speaking
comes through on
of the
this.
World Series, my friend, as soon as they clinched, he's like, "Don't even ask, because I ain't getting one." He's like, "Don't even ask." He goes, "I already received like 100 text messages," and he's like, "It's like," he said, "It was like winning the lotto." Like, you know, he's like, people that I didn't even know were texting me. Like, "Hey, can you give me? How you doing? Can I get Dodger tickets?" He's like, "So
No.
don't ask." He's like, "There's no
So
way."
is that Dodger game happening this season?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's happening
yeah.
this season.
I hope so.
We're going. I just got to find us a good game.
Don't do that.
Unfortunately, Cleveland's
Guy
not
wants to
playing.
go to a game.
I'll take him to the Giants.
Hey, if you're gonna go to a game,
We're going to the Giants. We're going to the Giants. You protect me though.
Natural rivalry.
Natural rivalry.
Natural rivalry.
I mean, do you like baseball?
Honestly, like the only baseball I really
He watched the World Series
yeah,
more than me. I'll say
Basically,
that.
I just watched the World
Just for the
Series.
Dodgers? Oh
Yeah.
no, the Dodgers weren't in it. For the Astros?
What?
What?
The Dodgers
It
were
was
in
They
it.
were in the World Series. Dude, what are you talking about?
Oh
Those
shit,
Astros
they
Dodgers.
were.
Yeah,
You just
Fuck,
finished
I
talking
forgot.
about it.
that's the
Like,
only reason.
Alright, guys,
I'm
this
thinking
was
about
fun.
a year ago.
No, right now you just finished like a
Oh,
minute
sorry.
ago. You were talking about it.
Like that even got me confused. I was
Like,
like,
wait a minute. You know what? I was thinking of the Cubs. I don't know why. I'm still. I'm not over the Indians loss.
But
Okay?
I'll jump in the baseball talk
Yeah,
now.
go ahead. I'm sorry. Dodgers, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, but other than the World Series, I feel like that's all I watched. Like, I'm not really that heavy on sports. I used to be heavy on basketball
No,
when I was
really?
younger. Yeah,
All he would talk about is wrestling
yeah, that was like the
That's
main
his
thing.
thing.
at the swap meet.
Oh, so
That's
you're a fan
all.
of wrestling?
Yeah.
Growing
yeah.
up, because you start hearing there's a lot of wrestlers say, "Oh, I'm really not a big fan,
Oh,
but I'll do
oh,
it."
yeah.
Oh
No,
You're a fan
So
growing
maybe,
up. You came
maybe
up.
he didn't know he had a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
No, I did not.
He really
Yeah.
did.
Oh, okay.
He really
Yeah.
tell him more about your YouTube.
You just said a
channel.
vlog.
Yeah.
Well, it was on
No,
YouTube.
There was
no,
nothing
he-
behind it.
Yeah, no.
I thought it was about toys, man. You
like-
said you come in here.
Well,
Buy toys
that's what it
and did a
was.
vlog. That's what I thought it was about.
It was a lot of like wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Like elementary school, I just got into it, and then from there, I remember I was just like really big on wrestling, and I would like buy all the DVDs, buy the magazines, buy the toys, and I would just like I'd buy the DVDs because I'd want to watch more than just like Raw and
Yeah.
SmackDown and all this stuff.
Gotcha.
And then I remember after a while, like my friends, they were like, "Oh, like that's when like they found out like, oh, this isn't real, like this isn't legit," and then they're like, "Oh, this is dumb. I'm gonna stop watching." And I was like, "Yeah, this is dumb. I'm gonna stop watching."
Oh, you went
too."
that route too?
Yeah, but then but like low key, I was still
Everyone
like
still watched it,
heavy
yeah.
on it.
He was the
like,
undercover.
Yeah, yeah.
That was me growing up.
How old were you when you found out it was scripted? I don't like to say fake because I feel it's offensive.
Is there?
I
it looks like
feel
it hurts.
Yeah.
I even remember I even asked my dad about it. Like I was like, because I remember the kids were talking about it, like, "Oh, that's not real," all this stuff. And then I even asked my dad. I was like, "Hey," like I remember going to school. I was talking to him about it, about like it, like being fake or scripted or whatever. And it was like right when I got into it too. It was like months, literally months. I found out, and I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, maybe I'll stop watching it."
Well,
But then Friday Night SmackDown, I was there tuning in, and
What do you think? Like 6th grade, maybe 7th grade?
no, this was like 3rd or 4th grade. Yeah.
Oh, so
And then-
Jesus.
What, that was
But
99, 2000.
Yeah, he's young.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So he's 90. You're a 2000 baby.
99.
99.
99. So
Yeah.
yeah. So you were what? Like 2002, 2003, maybe even further than that
What?
when you started watching.
No. It was like 2006.
Jesus.
So Cat was out of the bag by that point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was no longer
No.
Hogan versus Sergeant Slaughter. and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
It's
it was
real.
when Cena had the chain and the
Yeah.
lock, right?
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. You're right.
I wasn't watching this, man.
Because he came to the swap when we were at the swap meet. I'm still trying to figure out how I freaking forgot the Dodgers were in the World Series. By the way,
Especially after just
I had a brain
talking
fart,
about it
like I
about
really did.
30 seconds before.
I'm sorry. His gangster look intimidating. He came to the swap meet. I think we were going to have Chris Masters
Yeah.
there, and he was so excited. And I still have that picture. I send it to him
Me
like at
too.
least once a year.
He sent it to me. I was like, oh, this is great.
Yes, I
gonna
think because we had
save
the last time he was on the podcast, I go, I'm gonna send you the picture of your partner with Chris Masters, and you're
the
gonna
master lock?
Yeah.
Yep, he's got a big
And he-
smile
I
on
think-
his
yeah.
face. Hold on, let me pull it up.
And then I run into him at Axis like a couple months later.
Yeah.
And he was all excited.
Hey, why you gotta,
He was like, no, but
I don't blame him, man.
It's, you know what? Look at that.
Hey, he's happy. Dude. Why weren't you looking at the camera though, man?
No. I was looking at my mom. She's always like, "Whoa, over here, over here." So if you
She
look
was
at my mom,
his
On,
hype.
on your mom's
yeah, on my
camera,
mom's, I'm looking at it, but Chris Masters.
Chris is looking straight.
Yeah.
It is so. I think he was really excited because that's the first time that a wrestler had actually put him in his
Yeah,
finisher, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
We have another picture of a baby. He was
full
like
of
2 years old. He fell asleep while Chris has him in the master lock.
Oh wow.
Chris had him in the dad wanted him in the master lock. He has him on his shoulder. It was that day, and Chris puts him in and the baby's asleep. So I thought we were gonna see Lucas like that too. But you know why I say it, and not because to make him a mark or anything, but it's because it's
Nothing
pretty
wrong with
cool.
that. There's nothing wrong with that.
And
at
he was
all.
a kid, 8, 9 years old, loving wrestling, and I'm telling you, he would come to swap me, and I would always ask him like, "Oh, you're gonna be a wrestler?" Because kid, that's what I always ask him, like, "Oh, do you want to be a wrestler?" And he would always say, "Yeah, I'm gonna be a wrestler. I'm gonna be a wrestler. I'm gonna be a wrestler." He was so excited when he turned 16. I think he came over here after his first training or something at Santino's, and he was all excited for it. And he was like, "Hey, I went to training today." Da, 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 da. So I'm like, it's pretty cool when somebody gets to live out their dreams.
Yeah,
They follow their dream.
Yeah, follow
I
their
tell
dreams.
him all the time
Awesome.
that is a very special part about his life, and I didn't agree. I think he embraces it more now, but like I didn't agree with him. Kind of not. It wasn't that he didn't embrace it. He just wouldn't talk about it. Like when he first debuted, like it just wasn't something that I think that.
That you were such a
Yeah,
fan?
that you
Oh,
had
yeah,
your
yeah,
vlogging
yeah.
and that you were
Yeah.
did your stuff and
Just because I'm, well, I feel like I want to like go bigger and like beyond like what I did like in the past, like the YouTube stuff. Like I just feel like I want to like start fresh and like get my own like Lucas Riley fan base, rather than to just like be like, okay,
This
get
is
my
the YouTube
YouTube,
guy.
Bring it with-
Right,
bring
right,
him
right,
over
right.
here. I mean, there's some people that like from YouTube that know about Lucas Riley, but I really want to build just Lucas Riley. That's why.
Did you think when you heard, the dislike and everything, but then when you guys became friends and everything, and you
I
heard-
didn't find out about his YouTube stuff till
No.
like I don't know, like
Don't say like a week ago, please.
no, I'm not kidding.
Don't
Like,
have your
like
Dodger
2,
moment.
like 3-4 months ago.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
Yeah, it was very recent that I found out.
I
About
think
it.
I think yeah.
I told you
you were
about
shocked
because I
about
was
it.
I was doing the podcast here with you, and I was like, I just found out about this a week ago. At that time,
Yeah.
I was like, it's crazy to me, and I'm like, that's so dope,
Yeah.
Like I was scared to be a fan, and you embraced it when you were a kid, like. Two totally different.
I think I was on his boat. Like,
Yeah, like we were
it
two
wasn't
like
accepted.
Wow.
two completely different opposite ends of the spectrum. Like he embraced being a fan growing up, where I had to hide it. So I think we balance each other in that end, and I appreciate that. I think that's why I do like him a lot, because I was thinking about this as he was talking, and I sent this to him. Bailey sent out a tweet a day, like yesterday or something.
Yeah,
I'm not
last
sure if you
night, I
guys
think
saw,
it was.
and it was something about don't pull the magic,
Don't
don't
pull
pull
the
the
curtain
curtain, and don't like embrace the magic for as long as you can. And I thought that was so deep, and it just, if you really interpret it on so many levels, like it can mean so many things. Like, I don't know, maybe wrestlers are starting too young, like you're not enjoying the full grasp of being a fan. It could just be like, hey, if you embraced it when you were little, like speak up about it now and enjoy it. You know what I mean? And it reminded me a lot of him. I sent it to him too, and I was like, I don't know. I think that stuff is so dope. Like I wish I could have done that. Yeah, I mean, him being such a super fan helps me out because he
Yeah.
shows me things that I would have never even like known about. You know, I don't know, like just because I didn't even watch indie wrestling growing up, and he did. So
Yeah,
like
he
he'll
was-
send me stuff.
Oh, you're all in.
He was,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
an encyclopedia.
That's
Well,
awesome.
like,
I ain't gonna lie, he was an encyclopedia.
I remember in 6th grade, like this was still like when I wouldn't tell my friends at school that I would watch wrestling.
That was me.
But I remember I got I wanted a video camera for my birthday.
Yeah.
So I finally got a video camera for my birthday, and I would watch all these wrestling YouTubers and stuff, and I was like, oh, what if I do that? I got a video camera now. So then like it was like a really crappy video camera too, and like I tried. I was like, I made an account, and I was like, man, I don't know how to do this. This was my first social media ever, and it was YouTube, and I somehow I figured out how to upload to YouTube, and then that's just like how it started. And I just kept going and going and going and going, and then I feel the reason for that too is because then I can make friends online to talk about wrestling too, because I really didn't have anyone to talk wrestling to, because I was hiding it from my friends at school that like, oh, I like wrestling, and then after a while I was like, okay, I'm done, like I don't care what people would think, and then I just let everyone know like, oh yeah.
That's all.
That's how I met like
I
like
think
my
that's-
friend Cash, my friend like Blake, Zach.
Yeah.
That's how I met all these guys, and like I've even like went to WrestleMania with them. I've done all these cool stuff with them, and just basically from wrestling and doing that YouTube stuff.
You know, I wonder if it's
I think that's like a common story.
Yeah.
You don't have friends. It took me, when did I start coming here? 3 years ago?
mhm.
34 years to meet someone that talks to wrestling.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is insane.
Yeah.
That's a common story, dude.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Everyone laughed at growing up in the late 80s, early 90s. Like, oh, you watch wrestling? No. Straight faced. No, I don't. But I was recording WWE Superstars and Wrestling Challenge on Saturdays and Sundays and just watching them throughout the week.
You know, it's
By
funny.
myself.
It's funny because I also would like go to the wrestling guy at the swap meet, at the Santa Fe Springs swap meet, and I thought it was so cool because I would go talk to him about wrestling. And I remember now, I don't remember if it was, I think it was the Chris Masters signing or if it was the John Morrison signing. I remember I was there.
For those
And
that don't
for
know
both-
him as John Morrison, Johnny Mundo.
Yeah, both of them.
Johnny everything. Man.
Johnny everything.
Yeah, and I remember I was in line and I was wearing a wrestling shirt, but like I was also embarrassed. So I wasn't even cold, but I brought a sweater just in case, like if I saw anyone, and I did see someone, and I was like, okay, zip this up. Yeah,
Wow.
You know, it's
Wow.
it's funny because as a kid, I don't know. It's kind of similar, but as a kid, I was a big don't laugh. I was a big Madonna fan, and I still am. I mean, I love
Ain't
Madonna.
nothing wrong with that.
There's a
But-
couple songs in there that I'm a fan of.
No, but you know,
I'm being
because
serious.
I didn't know, and I'll tell you why.
She's great.
Yeah, I love her, but I didn't know at the time that until I went with my friend to Tower Records to go. It was just me and him in line, and I'm with a bunch of other guys, and we're like, "Why is it only us?" And then I heard a guy's comment like, "Oh, she's oh how cute, they're starting young," and I'm like, "What the hell is this guy talking about?" And the guy asked me like, "Oh, is that your boyfriend?" I'm like, "No, that's my friend. Why?" And they're like, "What are you buying? The Snoop Dogg album?" And I go, "No, we're buying the Madonna album." And he's like, "And he's not your boyfriend?" I'm like, "No, he's my friend, my best friend."
Give me a ride,
He's
man.
like, "You didn't know?" And he's like, "Oh, well, Madonna. You know why there's a bunch of guys here?" And I'm like, and then I look and I'm like, why?" He's like, "Oh, because she's considered like the gay
Icon.
Really?
And I was
didn't
like,
know that. I thought that was
"Yeah,
Cher.
no, she really is." And
And Cher is one of them.
He always mentions
yeah,
Cher.
Cher, Madonna,
Never-
Lady Gaga.
I never knew that.
So when I found that out, I started doing the. I wouldn't wear
Oh,
my
yeah.
stuff anymore because I was embarrassed. Like I would listen to the music, but I would lower it because I was like the same thing. Because guys would always stereotype and be like, "Oh, you should be listening to Snoop, Dre," and I did, but that was my
I got you. Huh?
thing. But now that I'm older, I can care less.
yeah.
I just say I embrace it, and I'm like, hey, this is what I like. And then with the wrestling, which it leads me to the wrestling. I remember as a kid, I really didn't have wrestling shirts. You know how you're saying like you zip it up. I'm the first one at the movies. I wear my shirt come out wearing my CM Punk shirt, my